Hello, welcome everyone. We'll get started now. My name is Ann Morgan. I'm one of the co-founders and I'll be hosting tonight's meeting. So a couple housekeeping items. This is webinar style, so we cannot see or hear you, so just know that. And also if you have questions, we have a couple people, Gretchen Courtney and Ann Glesner, monitoring the chat. So please put your questions there if you have any questions that come up during the webinar. So thank you for joining us, and we want to welcome everyone to our second all virtual meeting of the 100WWC. It's exciting to meet with you virtually, but we do miss seeing your smiles and just being able to catch up in person. So hopefully we'll get to do that sometime in the next year. But one thing that I just want to say, y'all should be proud of yourselves because our membership has stayed steady around 300, our giving about 19,000 a quarter, and during this whole time, during the pandemic. So it's just showing, you're true philanthropists, stepping up when the need is great. So well done. A couple thank yous. Thank you to Ann Glesner and all the presenters, nonprofit representatives for putting together the videos for us. You all did a great job. Thank you. And a thank you to Spot. I always love to wear one of her outfits when I'm presenting. But anyway, Jenny Baxell from Spot, she has been with us since the very beginning, and we have a huge amount of gratitude for her support. So thank you, Jenny. And we also want to thank the foundation. They help us with the payment processing and give us the opportunity to offer credit card as an option for payments. And that's been a huge help. So thank you to the foundation. Our mission, we would like to start off with the mission and core values. So our mission is to connect like-minded women to make a meaningful contribution to our local community. And that is supported by our core values, which can easily be remembered by community first, which is very appropriate. We're here gathering together to support our local community. And we want to create an inclusive community for affecting change. We welcome feedback and ideas for positive change. We want to be impactful, be generous and selfless in making a difference. And we want to be good stewards of the funds we raise. We want to be responsible. And we always want to strive for clarity and consistency and be transparent with our members and our community. So with that, we'll get on to our agenda, which tonight we're going to hear from Kim Gilson from Dortran. Dortran received an award in October of last year of $10,000, and she's going to give us an update. And then Christina Studebecker from United Way, she's their in-house expert on ALICE in Door County, and she's also a 100+ member. She's going to give us a presentation on ALICE in Door County. And then we'll have a business update, announce the awards, and pick our next nonprofits. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kim Gilson from Dortran. Welcome, Kim.
Hi, thanks. I first wanted to say good evening to everybody. Glad to be here. And just start with a little bit of a quick refresher. Dortran is a nonprofit agency here in Door County. It began with a consortium back in 2009. The group started when transportation options were limited to a private taxi and a trip across town was over $10 one way. They saw the need and were essential in bringing the public transportation system known as door-to-door to the county. Since then, it continues to fill in the gaps in transportation needs. Dortran does this in several ways. Next slide. We have both the countywide resident program and veteran program that have volunteer drivers. We have no interest loans for vehicle repairs or purchase. We have vehicle repair grants, half-price taxi vouchers and gas vouchers, transportation referral services, and we combine efforts with other transportation programs to keep Door County moving forward with the transportation options. Next slide. Through your generous donation, and It truly was a very generous donation. We were able to support 2 of our programs this past year. In our veteran transportation program, we will have over 100 trips, helping 16 different veterans and their 4 caregivers and their families. Our volunteers will have donated 172 hours and driven over 4,000 miles. These numbers are much lower than anticipated due to the pandemic. However, it also afforded us the time and the resources to make changes to the program to make it even more accessible and more available to our county's veterans. Veterans traveling from north of Sturgeon Bay no longer need to transfer to different vehicles partway during the trip, making the trip safer and easier for them. And due to safety concerns involving the pandemic, the riders are now transported one at a time unless they are traveling with a family member. Your funds also went to help with the vehicle repair grant program. There were 5 different households affecting 14 family members that benefited from your generosity. A total of $2,414 went directly to vehicle repairs, matched by another $1,058 from the clients to keep those families on the road in their own vehicles. That means a lot to them. This past year has caused us all to face many new challenges in our everyday life. We were unable to have our annual meeting or our annual fun event, and that's our main fundraiser for the year. Thanks to having your generous donation, it made getting through this year a little easier, and we thank you. And please give us a call if you have any questions about how we can help you or someone else with their transportation needs. So, and just a huge, huge thank you. Next slide. So, and if you can join us, we've got our annual meeting in April. We've got our fun event should be coming back in August, and it's just an honor to have been awarded that grant from you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. So next up, we'll be hearing from Christina Studebaker, who will speak to us on Alice of Door County.
Thank you, Anne. And if you have my slides, that will bring that up. Thank you. So thanks, everyone. It's nice to sort of see all of you tonight. I prefer giving talks face-to-face so I can see if I'm connecting, if I see folks of confusion, but we'll just have to go with this format. And if there are questions in the chat box that Anne or somebody else could pass along to me if those come up, that would be great. I'm Christina Studebaker with United Way of Door County. I'm a community impact coordinator focusing on improving the financial stability of community members across our community. And tonight I'm going to talk about a group that we refer to as ALICE in Door County, which are people who are working and struggling to make ends meet. And so if you can go to the next slide. Thank you. This acronym, for those of you, some of you might be familiar with this and others might be unfamiliar. This is an initiative, a research initiative by United for ALICE, which is United Ways across the United States, and it stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed. So that is essentially people who are working and still struggling to get by. I'm going to go through some data, but before I go through some data, I want to give you an example, a real world example of someone who is in the ALICE population in our community. So if you could go to the next slide. As part of the work that we've been doing to better understand and meet the needs of community members who are struggling, we reached out and asked people, community members, to share their stories with us. We have access to lots of data which talk about things at the community level, the county level, the state level, but behind those statistics, stories. And hearing those stories really help you understand the day-to-day struggles that these individuals, these families go through. So there was a family that recently sent us a note in regards to the work that United Way is doing. And I'm going to read excerpts from this to help you understand. So this family writes, "We're a young family of 4. My husband got injured at work in late 2019 and required knee surgery. Unfortunately, his knee didn't get better. He could no longer work at his job that required a lot of physical activity, and he was let go. A couple months later, he had another surgery, and he's currently out of work. We had a baby in the spring, and I stayed home as long as I could to be home with the baby, but then I had to go back to work. I don't make very much, and there are no benefits, but it's an income. Our other child recently started kindergarten and has to do virtual learning, which honestly is a major headache. We cannot afford internet, and the hotspot the school provided is not very reliable, so it's hard to keep up. Plus, a parent has to be nearby to log on and off and get any assignments. I literally feel like I'm the one in school. I know, however, that everyone is trying to do what they can during these difficult times. We used to have only one small car with 5 seats, but then we got a van from a relative. We were thankful because after getting 2 car seats in the smaller car, there wasn't room for anything else. The van has more than 200,000 miles on it, and we recently learned the transmission is going out. We were told that it's not worth putting a new transmission in the car or in the van, so we're back to 1 car. We barely make enough to pay our bills. My husband takes care of the kids while I'm at work because paying for childcare is out of the question. My husband's health has not been good lately. His joints hurt and he's constantly in pain. He does not sleep well and can hardly even dress himself. The medication the doctor prescribed has not helped. We take things day by day and are hoping that things get better. Thank you for helping our community. So I just wanted to share that because that in one family's story encapsulates so much of the struggle that's going on and helps you understand families that are trying to work and the challenges that they face. So if we could go to the next slide. Thank you. So what we're talking about is financial hardship. If you could click to the next thing. A traditional measure that has been used to explain financial hardship across the country is the federal poverty level. But United Way said that there are issues with that, and so they wanted to take steps to do more real life budgets. So if you could click to the next thing. One more click. Thank you. Sorry. So they're using data that's systematically collected from the US Census and the Bureau of Labor Statistics, other sources that allow us to get county specific information on the costs of things associated with day-to-day life and working. And they've broken this down into 2 types of budgets by county, a survival budget and a stability budget. And tonight I want to talk to you a little bit, give you some more detail about survival budgets. So if you could go to the next slide. So this just gives you a sense that this United for Alice is a nationwide initiative by United Way, nonprofits, academic institutions, and other organizations across the country. It started in 2009 in a single county, Morris County in New Jersey, and is now in 648 United Ways across the country. So we're glad to be part of this initiative, and the information it provides is so valuable. Next slide. One more click. So like I said, we're going to focus on the survival budget tonight. You can go to the next slide. So this is the bare minimum it costs to live and work in the modern economy. And this is not meant to be sustainable over time. What United Way has done is collect data from various sources to see what it costs. Now, this is not necessarily what everyone is paying. What they're looking at is if you're trying to survive as a single adult household, for example, and they assume that you can survive in a studio apartment. What's the cost in our county for a studio apartment each month? What are childcare costs in Door County? What is food for a single family household, for a family of 4, for 2 seniors? They break all of this down, and they've also got costs on transportation, healthcare, technology, And remember, we're talking about people who are employed, so they pay taxes, and that includes employment taxes. And then they've even added in this 10% miscellaneous, which captures fluctuating costs over time. So for example, in the wintertime, you might have an extremely high heating bill. So it's not like you've got 10% extra to go out to eat or things like that. These are just capturing the basic essential costs that it takes to survive for a household in Door County. Next slide. So these are the categories that I just laid out, and I'm going to give you information on 3 different types of households. And so this is what this initiative has done that is so helpful. It knows that not all households are similar in terms of the makeup that they have and the costs that they need to survive or be financially stable. So we're first going to start with a single household, single adult. And these are the costs that have been collected from those various data sources. So housing assumes a studio apartment in Door County would be $493. Whenever I present this, people say, good luck finding a studio apartment in Door County for $193, but that's what it's based on. So they're conservative estimates that the food for a single adult for a month, $323, transportation, which is maintenance on your car, gas, insurance, healthcare, technology is just a mobile phone. This is a survival budget, doesn't even include having internet access at home. And then you've got your taxes, your monthly total. Now we're going down those rows. We're down to almost the bottom. The monthly amount of money for a single adult to survive in Door County, $1,840. If you multiply that by 12 for a total, you need an income of $22,080 for the year. And if you divide that by 2,080 for a full-time job over the course of a year, breaks down to an hourly wage of $11.04. So that's one type of household, but we know there's lots of different types of households. So the next one we'll look at is a household of 2 adults and 2 kids in childcare. So now this assumes a 2-bedroom apartment rental for these people and childcare for 2 kids. And you can see that number is just eye-opening, but that's based on real-life data. And then you also have food, transportation, healthcare, technology, and now their total for the year for survival for that family of 4 is $66,216. And the hourly wage, either coming from one person or from both adults combined, needs to be $33.11 an hour in order to make that survival budget for the year. And then another example of a household budget, which is so relevant here in Door County, is a household comprised of 2 seniors. The things that they take into account when they're putting together these numbers is that seniors travel less and they tend to eat less, but their healthcare costs are more. So this research initiative has been really mindful in terms of how it has looked at the data and what it's pulled together. And you see for 2 seniors that we're looking at a survival budget of a little over $39,000 a year, and through their benefits or whatever, if they're working jobs, need to be pulling in $19.52 an hour in order to meet that survival budget. So if you can click one time. So what we've got here, I think I highlighted the wrong thing on my slide, I'm sorry. So I meant to put the red box around the annual total. So what we've got are that they look at these cutoffs, and that's referred to as the ALICE threshold. So the ALICE threshold isn't one number for everyone in the county. It depends on which type of household you are. But then we can look at the data for the number of households in our county that fall into these various categories, and we can tally how many people in Door County are falling below the survival budget, falling below the ALICE threshold. So if you go to the next slide, when you do that, you see that altogether 31% of the households in Door County are falling below that survival budget, 9% of them are even below the federal poverty level, which is much lower than the ALICE threshold. If you could click again. Thank you. So now if you break that down into these different categories and we look at the percentage of individuals, we have 31 across the entire county, but if we look more closely at the type of households, we see that families with children, 22.5% of them are falling below the threshold. Single individuals, or those who are cohabitating but don't have children, 30%, 29% of them, 28% falling below the threshold. And our seniors, we have almost 42% of our senior households in Door County are falling below the ALICE survival budget. And I just wanted to share that so that you can help understand within our county, those numbers look very different than other counties across Wisconsin or across the country. Next slide, please. This data, they also look at it, they break it down by our towns. And one of the things I want to highlight is that the families who are struggling occur across our county. So we see here in Brussels, 36% of the households in that town are falling below that survival budget threshold, the ALICE threshold. 38% in Forestville, and if you click, we should go up. Okay. So then in Sturgeon Bay, it's 38%, and in Sister Bay, 46% of the households are falling below the ALICE threshold. So you see how that takes us from the southern to the central to the northern part of our county. We have struggling families across all of Door County. Can you click again, please? Thank you. So when we understand the struggle better, we wonder, everyone wants to help. And we think that one of the questions is, well, are we just helping those individuals, or do we get more return than even helping the individual families by providing support for them? And you can click here, and we see that what happens is that directly to the households that are struggling, if we can help them, there's decreased stress, which leads to better mental and physical health. There's better access to preventative care, better academic performance for the kids. And then on the right-hand column, you see the impact to the greater community with lower healthcare costs, improved productivity at the workplace, lower crime rates, increased civic participation. You get so much when we help the ALICE households, and that's what United Way is focused on doing. And so this has just been an introduction tonight. As you could probably tell, I can talk for a lot longer about this because there's lots of data that goes into this. This was just big picture, but I hope it was helpful, and I'm happy to talk to anyone about this more. You can call us at the office, or you can email me or my boss, Amy Conley, and we're happy to talk more. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Christina. We'll get on to our business update. And, oops. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking. So anyway, first of all, I mentioned earlier that we have around 300 members and $19,000 in giving for our quarterly award. And next, I want to do a shout out to Cheryl Wedequist. She was writing and coordinating the media releases for the last couple of years, and she helped us also get the pictures at the end of our live meetings, and that sort of was like herding cats to get everybody together for those pictures. So anyway, thank you, Cheryl, for all of your hard work and your support over the last couple of years. Really appreciate it. And thank you to all of you out there for your referrals. It's amazing. I was looking at where people come from when they list how they heard about us, and about 85% of them are from referrals. So, you know, when you tell your story, when you tell the story of the 100 Who Care, people are inspired So keep up the good work. You're doing a great job spreading the word. So appreciate that. And then in early December, hopefully, look for a survey from us. We have, it's been a while since we've done a survey, and it's been about a year since we've used the current giving model for the distribution and back in the hat rules. And also would like to get your input on some other things. So we just want to touch base. So please look for that survey, and your input is important to us. This is a list of our board of directors, but we included it because we have a new member, Paula Latta. She's our marketing and PR chair. She recently retired from her sales and marketing role at Eaton Corporation, and she is a Wisconsin native, and upon retiring, moved to Door County full-time. So she loves the outdoors, enjoys hiking, biking, golf, and told me that she's a new gardener. So Paula is delightful, and she's very insightful and brings great energy and discussion to our board. So we're thrilled to have her, and she's looking forward to meeting you. I want to talk about the Door County Emergency Response Fund, because in April we did, instead of our normal distribution, we said, hey, if you let's do a voluntary contribution to the response fund. And we donated almost $18,000, which that's what we were able to track. So well done, team. That was a great stepping up to the need moment. And I talked to Brett Bycoy at the foundation just to learn a little bit more about status of things. And everybody's really worried about winter and what that's going to look like for the county. July and August were exceptional for retail and for the businesses in general, but May and June were slow, and now we're headed into winter. So it's a concern. There are many food insecure families and a lot of people that need rental assistance. So the response fund is a great vehicle to donate to, as they're looking at what the greatest need is at the time. They receive applications weekly, and there's a task force with the foundation and the United Way that comes together. And some examples of their donations include rental assistance, $67,000, COVID-related expenses like test kits, treatment prep, testing equipment like $95,000, protective equipment for the Scandian Village, $20,000, sanitation equipment for the Boys and Girls Club, and it goes on. It was like $24,000, I should say that. And there's a whole list on their website, so they're very transparent. And as I talked to Brett, he said, Ann, it's great if people want to donate to the Emergency Response Fund, but really, if there's another place they want to donate to in the county, that's great too. The point is that our community needs us more than ever. And, just any additional support you can help provide is very much appreciated. So we know you all do a lot for the community, a lot of unsung tasks that you're doing. So thank you. Keep up the great work. You are making a difference to a lot of people. So good job. Our website, 100WWCnortherndoor.org. So remember, there's buttons, really easy to refer somebody to join us. They can find out all the information, and to nominate a nonprofit is very easy. And right now, there's a lot of concern about making sure our money is getting to where it needs to be. And there's a lot of nonprofits that haven't been nominated yet. This is a great time for you to look at that list. If you don't see where a nonprofit that you think should be on there, please step up and nominate them. We really encourage you to do that. And there's also a button to donate, which allows you to donate with a credit card if you choose. Our social committee is thinking about physical distance activities over the winter, and they might be posting some things out on our Facebook group to just get some feedback of what people might be interested in. So if you're not in our Facebook group, or if you're on Facebook and you're interested, please let us know and we'll make sure to connect you. Tonight's awards. So we have our main award of $10,000, and the runner-ups will be each $4,500. I feel like I'm... All right, so the main award goes to Adopt a Soldier, their care package program. Congratulations to Adopt a Soldier. We are excited to share with you that we learned this week that they're not shipping packages overseas right now. And so what they're planning on doing is connecting with whatever award they were to receive. They are going to connect with the local veteran services to deliver care packages locally to veterans in need, so within Door County. So that was nice to hear. And then we want to say congratulations to Open Door Bird Sanctuary and Friends of Peninsula State Park. Congratulations to you for the runner-up award. And now we're, just as a reminder, when you submit your payment, we would prefer one payment per team. And I'll include this information in the recap email. But as a reminder, when you pay by credit card, you do have the option to set up a recurring subscription donation. And that way you don't have to worry about submitting a payment every quarter. It'll happen automatically. And with it being the beginning of a new calendar year, some people like to pay for a whole year at a time. You're welcome to do that, and we'll just apply it to your donations for each quarter. All right, so next we're going to pick names out of the hat, and once again, my daughter Natalie, also a 100+ member, is going to help us with this.
Hi,
okay.
All right, picking 3 names here.
Okay. Whoopsie.
Oh, well, one
wait,
fell out, so
we got to grab that one.
it wanted to be picked, so let's see what it is. Peninsula Players Theater.
Okay.
Number 1.
All right, let's get another one.
Operation Not Alone. And one more. Let's see. Door County Cradle to Career.
All right, so congratulations to those 3. We look forward to learning more about you at our next meeting. Okay, together we are making a difference. We have raised, since inception, just over 2 years ago, over $157,000. So well done, everyone. That is excellent. And our next meeting is January 25th. Plan on it being virtual for now. Hopefully sometime next year we can meet in person. And as a final thought, we want to leave you with this quote from Margaret Mead. A small group of thoughtful people could change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. All right, everybody. Keep up the good work and stay well. Bye for now.